Hi, we're Sam and Em, two travelling nuggets from a small town in Scotland. Join us on our misguided travels across Korea.
We can't promise the best advice, but we can show you what we got up to, food we ate, and coasters we rolled.
How far will these travelling nuggets have to go before they're fully seasoned?
Will they be crispy and delicious, or crumble in the heat?
Cracking up that cold one with the boys.
Ding!
Leaving our home in Edinburgh,
Let's go.
we made a very, very short stop in Amsterdam before heading to our final destination,
As long as we don't get any black business cards with the Squid Game logo on them.
Seoul, South Korea. Well, not our final destination, but you get what I mean.
And what better way to kick off our adventure with a little bit of luxury, courtesy of the airport limo bus.
These seats were next level. 5 words, recliner on a minibus.
That's 4 words.
As if by magic, 20 hours later, door to door, we arrived at our destination.
And it's safe to say we bounced immediately to get some scran. And let me tell you, it was the beginning of our minds being blown at the prices in Seoul. And the portions too.
This was the hot corn soup. It's basically like a vegetarian spicy pho. And yes, I ate the whole bowl like a stray cat.
So good.
Oh, okay.
Too spicy. It's like perfect spicy.
안녕하세요. I don't know any more words, but thanks for that insight, past Emily. 2 words that you might need to learn while traveling in South Korea are 안녕하세요, which means hello, and 감사합니다, which means thank you.
Here we are at Gyeongbokgung Palace. This is the first time we've seen this kind of architecture in person, so that was definitely an amazing sight. That and some interesting statues.
We're friends.
This was built in 1392. 13! And it's been burnt down a few times. It's still the original throne room from 1392. It's just the wood's only been replaced 3 times. I mean, that's the most important part of it.
It's gonna look great on my Instagram.
Traveling further into the palace, we realized that this place is freaking huge. It's actually the largest of the 5 palaces built by the Joseon dynasty. Now, it's been destroyed many times, but the restoration is absolutely beautiful. It actually made us wonder, with the size and the architecture, how many kittens have walked around this place before.
And just about this point, it was starting to settle in that we're actually in Korea. Korea! Why, thank you. Ow.
We took a very relaxed approach to exploring the palace and somehow stumbled across Gyeongbokgung Pavilion.
Beautiful. It's a video. Now give me the nectar.
I'm really sorry you had to see that, but we have ducks. All hail the duck.
Yeah, thankfully there's an endless supply of things to fix sore eyes here. It just seems like the more you walk, the more you find interesting things.
Like this traditional little house, or Hanok, located in front of the National Folk Museum. We think it was donated by a family in the 1800s. It definitely puts you in a place of old Korea. We also found this cute little outhouse that looked exactly like a toadstool.
The crack.
Squid Game.
It's what?
You know, the game that they play?
Oh. Next we managed to stumble on a 70s and 80s themed street. This is basically Korea in the 80s. There was vintage storefronts and signage. It was very much like being in a time capsule of a very nostalgic bygone era. We weren't there, but it was still very nostalgic. Wow.
As you can see, I had a lot of fun with the hopscotch. It's been many years since I played that game, but the whole place definitely did have a childlike nostalgia to it. Coffee and music.
Oh, it's like a little diner.
You choose a record, have a cup of coffee. Seeing all these old shops really highlighted how much society and Korea in general has changed so much over the years.
As fans of retro games and electronics, it was really cool to see these CRT TVs. They're very small and they still work.
Wait.
Oh. I do.
Oh, okay. See you later.
See you then. Like a warm blanket on a rainy day.
So at this point, the jet lag was firmly setting in, so we decided to go and find some nice coffee somewhere. We ended up finding this really cute cafe, served beers and really bougie, healthy looking food and amazing coffee. We could imagine a really romantic K-drama set here.
The inner peace in the city. Are you peaceful? Mustache. Fuel to the high heavens, we shot up to Bukchon Hanok for some stunning views of Seoul. This village is a cultural landmark for Korea. It's filled with loads of traditional Korean houses, most still lived in today. We found Bukchon Hanok Hall. It's a free area for locals to study, read and learn about their own culture.
There's also a lot of artisan shops and art galleries, but other than that, the village is mainly residential. Now there's a lot of signs to say keep quiet, and it's really, really nice to see people actually sticking to that. It was very peaceful.
But even the strongest coffee in the world can't fix jet lag. So we thought, let's go get some beer and pizza. We found this restaurant bar at the bottom of Bukchon Hanok, but it only made us sleepier because they were playing the most peaceful lullaby music you'd ever think of. This is Dr. Uther restaurant and pizza. Without a doubt.
Yeah. Where did they get you from? How did they source you? Now, I don't know what happened between the Ristorante pizza and here, but I got a massive burst of energy, so we went for some zoomies around the Cheonggyecheon River. It's a natural river that's been here the whole time, from east to east, or from west to east of Seoul. It goes all the way through, and during the Joseon dynasty, it was where housewives would come to do the laundry while children would play.
Oh.
And then in the 50s, they realised that it was ugly as because it was just a river where people would come down and do the laundry. So they covered the whole thing in concrete, like even the bed of the river, or stream, to make it more aesthetically pleasing. And then in the early 2000s, it was finished. How it looks now with all the lights and stuff.
Good luck. This is definitely one for the dark hours when the river lights up. We walked pretty much the whole length of the river until we saw some K-drama being filmed. There was camera rigs mounted across the riverside and people watering the pavement. Obviously to set a rainy scene, but it's still really strange to see. Rocky beer barrel.
As pretty big fans of the Rocky series and heavier music, we found this rock-themed Rocky bar. We went for a few beers and it's safe to say, our night went on from there.
Rocky Bar Bureau.
Rocky. So we're at Myeongdong Station. For the T-money cards, you need to buy them at a convenience store, like 7-Eleven. So you just go in, basically buy the cheapest one that you see, unless you want a souvenir one. And at that point, you want to go and load it up with cash. So you need to go and get cash as well. Make sure you have cash to load that up onto the T-money card, at which point you can then use the services. Always remember to bring cash. Here we are going to Gangnam today, just to see what it's all about. This is our first time using the Seoul Metro. It's a little bit difficult, but once you figure out the lines, it's a very easy and quick way to get about.
Just make sure you don't get trapped in the doors. Those things will close even if you're in them, and Sam nearly lost his head. There's also some pretty captivating views of the skyline from here. When in Gangnam, you definitely need to check out the Starfield Coex shopping mall. It is so bougie. They have a pretty cool library there, but I want to know, how are they getting to those books? Like, are they climbing? Is there a winch? Like, what's going on?
Can we get the red book at the top there?
Nah, they're going full-blown Ollivanders with it. But what we didn't expect to find was the best food market you've ever been to. The Hyundai and the Coex shopping mall is unreal. Here you're gonna find some of the best that Korea has to offer. That's top crunch heaven.
Crunch heaven.
Oh, that's so good.
Crunchy.
The fish is going thin, in a good way though.
Yeah.
Perfectly cooked.
Cool.
I love that.
Tuna mayo. I'm like getting like FOMO looking at everybody's food, thinking like, oh my god, I'm missing out. I'm never gonna get the same opportunity again. And then we have 3 weeks in Japan, I think I'll have plenty of time for sushi and ramen.
Because of how high-end the shops are around here, the food is definitely top quality. You can get cuisine from pretty much anywhere around the world, from Vietnam to Mexico. And if that doesn't tickle your fancy, there's also luxury restaurants. And heading outside, we couldn't help but notice something familiar.
Oh, that'll be the building over there. The tall one, sorry. We're gonna show you more of Gangnam in our upcoming Lotte World video. But for now, wait your turn.
We're going Gangnam style.
Here we are at what can only be translated to as the Acorn Restaurant, where breakfast turned into lunch.
It's like hot almond toast. Which is really confusing because it's tea.
So we thought that this was going to be like a light bite meal. We got the omelette, which was really, really lovely, and the char-grilled mackerel. Now this came with rice, soup, kimchi, so many different sides. It was absolutely incredible.
So barbecue. It's like it's come straight off like a smoky charcoal barbecue. That is incredible.
South Korea made Sam enjoy mackerel.
Give it a thought.
He never has mackerel the same again. And the noodles are so good. Oh my god, so much food. Yeah, it's like kimchi or something.
Get that. You can absolutely see why there's a queue outside there.
Yeah. You can tell that there was only like 4 people there.
Yeah. That came to £13.50 total for all of that food. It's incredible. Best fish I've ever had.
On our way to Gyeongbokgung Palace, we explored the Daehangno area, which is most popularly known for its trendy nightlife, but we found a pretty bohemian, chilled atmosphere.
Cake I made.
Outside the palace, it seems that I'd started to feel a little bit lingual.
Like, sometimes people will say, like, 감사합니다, and it's very satisfying. Or you could do, like, 감사합니다, 감사합니다. It must be like our, like, thank you. Feel like you're, like,
Thank you.
voice. Well, exactly, like, just different intonations. It's cool.
And the ticket's 1,000 yen, which is approximately... There wasn't as many tourists as we were expecting for March, considering that's meant to be peak season. Most of the attractions were filled with locals, so it really felt like we had the place to ourselves. And to be honest, that was the same across the rest of Seoul.
Gyeongbokgung Palace definitely has an older feel to it, despite it being burnt down several times, like the other palaces. This one was even turned into a zoo at one point.
And it was in the gardens of the palace that we found our first vending machines. Hey, here goes. Good luck to us.
I think so.
Oh my god, it sounds
Smells like coffee.
like coffee.
Sounds like coffee. Well, that's a good sign.
It's so sweet.
Oh.
It's like milk, condensed milk or something.
Ah.
Tea.
This one, maybe.
Well, this is what I got.
It's really tasty. It's definitely got that condensed milk. It's really
Yeah.
sweet. It's nice.
Round 2, BB.
Well, they wasted no time with that. Pineapple cider. A whole 0.055%. Bottoms up. Oh, that's delicious. It's exactly what I wanted.
Strolling around the lake near Gyeongbokgung Palace, we found a turn-of-the-century greenhouse. There was so many plants that I feel like I've never seen before, from wild bonsai trees to plants that looked like birds.
Aww.
I've never seen a plant like that.
Reminds me of a parrot. Looks like a bird. Squawk.
There was even a fountain in the middle that had goldfish in, which was really unique.
A placenta chamber. And strangely, it is exactly what you think it would be. Also, apparently there's snakes around here. So, we're gonna keep walking.
Wandering further into the grounds and doing what we thought was a full circle, we realised we'd found Another palace! Gyeongbokgung Palace was the last of our trip in Korea, and it was equally as beautiful as the others. There were so many winding alleyways and almost streets within this palace that just kept going. It was like little Easter eggs on our journey.
So that just about wraps up our daytime adventures in Seoul, but there's plenty more where that came from.
Wow.